Hello, you beautiful nerds. I am Jedi Master Grayson.
And I am your favorite cousin's favorite cousin, Bill.
And welcome to
Does It Hold Up?
It's fun doing that without the Zoom delay.
I know.
Man, I think we're going to have to record that before Noah leaves. We're going to have to just record
Yeah, we have to.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
That's the one.
This is the show where we revisit classic genre films to see if they're as good or as bad as we remember.
And we may get drunk while we do it. But, as always, we cannot do it alone.
Yes, that is true. We are joined by a special guest in studio to help us determine if this movie stands the test of time.
He's a special guest.
This movie stands the test of time. He's a writer, comedian, actor, and he's designed this wonderful hoodie that he's wearing right now. Noah Lance, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, guys. Happy to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Of course,
Yes,
man. You're the third Bantha. It's good to have you here.
Yeah.
I've already
Big
got it
studio.
tattooed.
In your rightful place in life, right next to us.
I've already got the tattoo. It says the third Bantha. It's on my butt.
Where is? Oh, it's on your
Yeah,
butt.
it's on my butt.
It's on your butt.
Which
yes.
cheek?
My
Left,
right cheek. My
Okay.
right cheek right
yeah.
here.
Only
That's
come
special.
on, Alex.
Right?
You said left cheek.
my
I was like, oh, that's
favorite
kind of disrespectful.
He's an
No,
American.
never.
He's an American. Of course, his tattoo is on his right butt cheek. Come on, man. He's not a communist.
But Bill, what are we discussing today?
Oh, Alex, we are talking about the 1998 Creature feature?
Yeah.
That's
Is it
what we're
not?
doing now? That's what we're doing now. We're talking about the 1998 creature feature, Godzilla, starring Matthew Broderick, Maria Patillo,
Patilo, I think.
Tio.
Patillo, and and Hank Azaria. Goddamn shit. That's the only thing that matters.
Probably
Hank
Godzilla.
Azaria, and goddamn Matthew Broderick. Because you never see or hear of anyone else in this movie again, or at least in this top bill.
Yeah.
Except for John Reno. He does some stuff later, but
Ooh, John.
he's a French guy.
Oh yeah.
He's in
Nobody knows
The
his name,
Professional.
though. Nobody knows his name. If I said his name, nobody would know. They just go, "Who? The French guy?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I know the French
He's a
guy.
professional. He's Leon.
Matthew Broderick's been in stuff since this.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about Matthew Broderick and Hank Azaria. They're the only people that you need to know because they're the only people who worked after this.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're right. The Frenchie worked.
Frenchie.
Yeah, he's
Frenchie worked before.
one of those,
this.
really-
After this.
yeah.
He worked after this.
Yeah, he's one of those character actors who, like, well, I guess he sort of morphed into a character actor because he's a lead actor in France. But,
Right, but
he just
then
kinda,
he was also older when he became
yeah.
popular over here. So I think he just, I made my money. I
Yeah.
do a couple French
Right.
movies every once in a while. I'm good. It's saying my chateau.
He had an interesting character in this one too. We'll guess we'll get into it, but I guess
He's a milk farmer. He's a milk farmer now. I don't know how you farm milk, but he's a milk
He's a
farmer.
milk farmer.
I wasn't gonna say milk farmer, but I was like, no, that's funnier. Don't change it.
Don't
Don't
change.
change it to dairy farmer.
Farm milk.
He's just a milk farmer. He's dairy farmer. How do you be a dairy farmer? You just you're a cow.
Yes,
guy.
You're a cow guy. Cow
You're
guy
a cow
does
guy.
not sound as good.
You're not a
I'm
cowboy.
cow
Not
guy,
to be confused.
baby.
Yeah, not to be confused with a cowboy.
Very different.
Very
Very
different. Very different.
Um,
That's all kind of different.
And that, especially not to be confused with a cow man.
Oh,
You
my
know,
God.
You don't want to
We're-
talk about cow man.
We're going down the rabbit hole on that
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, Cowman look upsetting. If you've ever
Look
seen
up our
one.
Does It Hold Up episode on Cowman.
Anyway.
But yeah, I guess we should start off the discussion by talking about what we thought of the movie the first time we saw it. No, do you remember the first time you saw
Yeah, I
this
don't. So this came out in 1998.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't even do the math.
Yeah, I don't
now how
even
old
know.
I was.
don't know.
But I remembered enjoying it. I remembered always thinking like, oh well, this Godzilla was like skinnier. That's a distinct memory I have. It's like a skinnier.
Slim Fast Godzilla.
I remember liking it, and I remember liking Matthew Broderick in it. But other than that, I don't think I ever saw it again or ever really thought about it much again. I had some of the McDonald's toys, I think, that came out when it came out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, now,
McDonald's camp.
There's nothing like a blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
then nothing better than the toys, baby.
Oh yeah.
The
Oh,
movie
yeah.
could be
The toys
badder
be
than a
coming
motherfucker, but them toy lines, boy.
The toys are good. The toys are good.
But when they have bad toys, that's how you know it was a bad movie.
Oh yeah.
When them toys suck, you're like, oh god, this movie's gonna be terrible.
They didn't know what to do with this.
Yeah, right.
Why does Samuel L. Jackson look so weird?
But I liked it. I remember liking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You remember like enjoying it. I feel kind of the same way. Like
I was 12 when it came out.
You were 12? Okay, so
Yeah.
I must have been like 11.
11, yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was probably 9. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I can't
I
remember.
figured out the math while you were talking. I was like,
Cool.
I was like, you know what? I think I can do it while he's talking. I got like,
That's
Perfect
impressive.
opportunity.
I think I got like a minute.
Yeah, I remember enjoying it in the theaters, and I remember watching it a lot at home too, because like I remember us having the VHS, because I remember the case, like it was like sort of raised. So like, well, it was like one of the slim ones, but it was like
It had it was like embroidered.
yeah, so it felt like Godzilla skin.
It
Or
was
whatever.
raised.
Like,
It was
Oh
raised above,
yeah.
and you could touch it, and it had the little glossy holographic thing.
yeah.
So he looked like his mouth was closed, and then he was like, his mouth was open.
Yeah, like
And
it was-
then mouth, and then his mouth like that.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
like
I
that.
like it.
yeah, it was pretty cool, and I remember enjoying it a lot, and like even the cartoon later on.
They may have been the first VHS to do that. You know, like the cover.
yeah, they're getting
Yeah.
pretty creative with the
It
cover.
might have been, and also DVDs were coming in around that time, so
yeah, they're right.
it was
on
like
board.
a big transition
Oh, wow.
in the history of movies at this point in time.
yeah, for sure.
Did you say there was a Godzilla cartoon based off of this movie?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
there was an animated series.
I don't remember that at
I'll
all.
bring it up here in a second.
Yeah, it was pretty rad. It came out like around the same time. Like there was a Men in Black
Oh.
cartoon as well.
I kind of remember it.
That's what Fox Kids was like. Yeah, let's make
Fox
TV
Kids
shows
was
out of there.
dope back in the day,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Like,
I
pretty
remember
rad.
Fox Kids was pretty hard.
But yeah,
ain't nothing like it since, really.
not really. I mean, yeah, I can't really think of it.
Toonami, I mean, but that's older.
Yeah, that was like
Yeah,
an older
That was
crowd.
later
older
on.
crowd.
Yeah.
But I mean, shit, it was us, so
Yeah.
we were just older.
Right. Yeah. And then Adult Swim is just like another evolution of that. It's like, well,
Uh-huh.
these kids keep getting older. They want to watch something.
You hear that, Disney? You hear that, Disney? We get older.
It's true.
You should make your movies a little bit,
Yeah.
more,
Mixed movies that age with
appropriate.
your crowd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why probably like every one of these like different franchises has like a 10-year like run, and then they just like this sort of people start to get disinterested in it. I'm working on a video, or at least a script for a video right now. It's like where Disney and Marvel kind of had like the same 10-year run where they were just killing shit, and then their audiences just like sort of got over it.
Yeah.
And I think that has something to do with it. Maybe just like after that 10-year mark, like there's a whole new audience.
Well,
New people have been born, and
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are older. And it's like, but they're trying to do the same thing.
You know that like Nickelodeon doesn't do a series for longer than 3 years because they
Yeah.
do the math and like, well, whoever's watching this at this point will be aged out by the time
Oh wow.
we do that, and then by the time they're aged out, we just do reruns because the new kids coming in have no idea that this was old.
That
Right,
makes sense.
right.
That makes sense.
Which is why you see, like, we grew up with Ren and Stimpy because they kept recycling them, and like it came out in like '89 or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So,
Wow.
so
Yeah.
you're just watching shit that a whole nother generation before you. They're in college and shit now. They're in high school or
Right.
college, and now you're watching it as a elementary school, middle school student, and coming up with it, and you feel like you grew up with it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Beavis and Butthead and all that shit. Like, but it was actually all canceled by the time we were
Interesting. I
old
didn't know
enough to
that.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Oh.
Man, we kind of got
all
went
right.
on a nostalgia tangent, but
Well, no, it's kind of we were talking about
Yeah.
Godzilla,
No,
the
no.
cartoon. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? We tangent in the right direction.
I think you need to share this tab instead. Click.
It is. Oh, yeah, but it is shared
Boom,
though.
boom, boom.
You can bring it
Godzilla
up.
cartoon.
Yeah.
This
I got
first shot
control
is
this.
questionable. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. Matthew Broderick. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is Matthew Broderick. I was trying to find the intro. Maybe there's a cold open. Yeah, it's a cold
Oh,
open.
okay. Yeah.
I vaguely remember this. It's got that art style that was pretty popular during this time period.
Right?
Yeah. Like Eon Flux and
Yeah.
the Men in Black.
Men in Black was
Men
yeah,
in
very
Black.
similar.
Yeah.
But there he is. That's Godzilla, and see, he's the baby from the
yeah.
end of the movie where they had the egg.
Spoiler. Jeez, dude.
Fucked up the whole cartoon.
God.
Fucked up both the movie and the cartoon.
Yeah,
for
one
everybody.
fell swoop. One fell swoop.
And even speaking like of nostalgia, I do remember at that time there was also the 70s Godzilla cartoon, because I remember the Godzilla, and Godzuki.
Why you fucking with me? I got that shit right here.
Oh shit!
I got that shit right here. Pull me up. Blow me up, Scotty.
I remember this.
From the depths, 30 stories high. In the sky, Godzilla.
I can't believe you remember this fucking shitty ass song because you were dead. As soon as you said "and Godzuki," I knew what you were talking about. Fucking hell. That's one that should have changed her name.
Yeah, who knows? It might have changed the trajectory of her career. Who knows?
Yeah, because we know where it went.
I don't know how to market Maria Patillo. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, she getting all the Italian roles.
Should have changed her last name to Godzuki.
Dude,
That's where it's at.
she be don't even go with a first name or
just
last name.
Godzuki.
Just Godzuki.
Yeah, like Zendaya.
It's
just one
yeah.
word.
You don't know her government name, like you don't even know, like you don't know her last name, cuz. Like I bet you on her W-2 it just say Zendaya, and on the last name it say N.A.
And yeah, not available.
You
just don't ask any more questions.
Right, but what if her last name is nah? Anyway,
Godzilla.
These are things to ponder. These are things to ponder.
But yeah, Godzilla 98. It had an interesting reception. It had a 20% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 28% audience score. So
is that bad?
It's not good.
It's really bad.
It's really bad.
Normally, if the critics give it a bad score, the audience tends to like it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it seems that way.
Yeah.
But this just seems like both parties agree that we did not like this movie.
Yeah, nobody was fucking with this.
Hey, we gotta be able to agree on something.
Yeah.
And it's the critical consensus is without compelling characters or heart, Godzilla stomps on everything that made the original or any other monster movie worth its salt a classic.
Okay, first of all, there was no monster movie before this that wasn't stop motion and motherfuckers in like costumes or fucking like mascot costumes and shit. So
when did Jurassic Park come out?
94, but it is sort of a different. Well, no, it came out in 93, but
so you're telling me they couldn't use practical effects to make a 50-story-foot walking lizard?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I think
this isn't a post Jurassic Park era, and it still doesn't look as good as Jurassic Park.
To be fair, Godzilla is twice the size of the.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that was my point.
Yeah, his point.
Fucking gigantic.
He's like almost impossible to recreate that on scale without having the little stop motion motherfuckers running across, which apparently was the first way that they were going to go with it in like the 80s. They wanted to make this movie, late 80s. They wanted to make this version of the movie, but they couldn't because they were going to make it. It was going to look like it was going to look terrible. That's what it was going to look terrible, and they're like, "No, we're not doing that." So for somebody to talk about the originals and say that this fucked up the original, like, I don't know.
Well, I didn't say it fucked up the original. I just said it lost the charm that was in the originals, right?
What charm? This is a terrible. This fucking Godzilla jumps on his back and just rams into like
were they really
double
saying
drop
Godzuki?
The Godzilla drop kick, man. Is that in here?
Godzuki's like the Jar Jar Binks of Godzilla. That's what Godzuki looked like.
Yeah,
he was amazing.
I was definitely trying to jump the shark there. But to your point, yeah, like it is I'm kind of a bad Godzilla fan because I've never watched any of the older Godzilla movies. I did see Godzilla -1, and that movie is incredible. But it's it's kind of it seems like a hard feat to make a Godzilla movie where the human characters are just as compelling,
right,
as like seeing all the destruction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is one of my
Oh, you
favorite
can keep talking. I'm gonna mute
Godzilla
it.
clips.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I just want to talk. I just want to speak to the integrity and the fucking.
He literally
He
like,
puts up a black power fist.
I just wanted y'all to see what they were saying had came before,
Right.
Yeah.
and just kind of put that in context. Like, y'all be the judge. Just
it's a hard intellectual property to like make.
Yeah.
Like you said, make the human characters as compelling as people just want to see a giant lizard destroy buildings.
That's
right?
really it.
Like,
the new Godzilla movies are just pretty much that.
Yeah.
Like it's not high art what they're doing.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Not Godzilla -1, but the other ones are in like the Kong universe. Or
Godzilla
whatever.
-1 is not an American one though.
right.
No, right.
So
yeah.
we're just gonna stay with American ones.
I want to talk about this movie though, because I feel like I want to talk about why I feel like some of those characters don't land and how they
Right.
could have. I feel
That
like they
leads
could
us
have,
into
though.
our first segment, which is talk about the character performances in this movie.
I thought you were gonna lead about does it? Hold on. Talk about the character performances.
We're talking about the character performances, but who is your MVP of this movie?
Matthew Broderick, right?
Okay,
Like,
boom.
I mean, I feel like he's kind of. Besides the sergeant, what's the sergeant? The actor's name?
Oh,
yeah.
he was
Kevin Dunn.
Kevin
who was
Dunn.
in,
He's
uh,
in everything.
He was in Ghostbusters
Yeah,
as the
he's in-
psychic.
yeah.
Ghostbusters 2.
He's in a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
Kevin Dunn,
He's
man.
great.
He was great.
Yeah, he was great. Can I go over a little of the characters? For
Yeah,
you?
no,
of
this
course,
is
yeah.
the point of this
Okay,
segment.
cool. What was Patillo's?
Maria Patillo, Audrey Timmons, the
Audrey.
reporter. One of you.
I thought Audrey was super
Wannabe.
charming and fun, but when it got to the emotional stuff, I really felt like they were not in it. Like they were not
Yeah.
together.
I didn't feel like a lot of chemistry between those
No.
two. And
Isn't this when he started dating what's her name?
was there Jessica Parker?
No.
Maybe.
Is that her name?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Sex and the City.
Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker.
This was about the time they started dating
Okay.
or when they got married.
Mhm.
Okay.
So the energy probably wasn't, you know what I'm saying? There, like the connection. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Right.
I don't want to make my new wife mad by like,
Sarah Jessica Parker beats me. All right.
Yes.
If she finds out, there's no kissing scene, please.
hey,
There
and
cannot be a kissing scene.
they filming in New York. Sex and the City is in New York.
Ah, she's literally looking out the window.
Like literally,
Like-
she right there. She got spies that come and watch.
They bring in. I would love to think like they brought in a body double,
Uh-huh.
like it's like a clearly like Puerto Rican guy. They bring in, switches to him when they actually have a makeout scene.
Bring in a Puerto Rican guy just to get these scenes. He got slick hair, just like Matthew Broderick. Slick black, good hair. He
but
got
yeah.
good hair.
I kind of felt like Matthew Broderick was sort of miscast for this role. Like there were
What?
some moments where I just didn't really.
There's no such thing as a miscast for Mr. Matthew Broderick,
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't feeling him too much. Maybe
unless
there
it's
was,
Iron Man.
because of like the emotional scenes between him and Maria Patillo.
Yeah.
But who was your MVP, Bill?
Iron Man. No. Hank Azaria.
Your pictures. Yeah. I would say that he's mine too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's first of all, I don't know. He's the only character who actually makes sense in this movie, I guess.
Is he the boyfriend?
The cameraman,
Oh, yeah,
boyfriend
the
cameraman guy.
Yeah.
He's just his character
He was
makes
fun.
sense. He kind of carries
Oh.
the movie.
I'm sorry. Can I switch my MVP for a second?
Yeah,
no.
man.
Okay.
Look, you can switch it later in the movie.
I
In the
felt
episode,
like
too.
I had more of an arc with this one character who was a very nervous army captain or sergeant.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the sergeant.
O'Neill.
Sergeant O'Neill.
Sergeant
Doug
O'Neill.
Savant.
He is like for anyone who didn't see it or whatever, he's just like working in the army, and I guess he's a pretty high up rank, but he's very
Lieutenant. Is he
he
Lieutenant
feels
O'Neill?
very
He's a sergeant.
Sergeant.
Yeah.
he feels very tense and nervous the whole time. I feel like a lot of people didn't react as strongly to a giant fucking lizard destroying.
No,
New
yeah.
York as I
He
feel
was
like
the
they
only
needed
one
to.
who. Well, him and Hank Azaria are the
Yeah.
only ones acting like their characters should act. That's,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
And it, yeah, like I totally agree. And even like some of the dialogue scenes, like
Well,
when
Matthew Broderick.
when Matthew
was
Broderick and
acting.
Maria Patillo or Audrey, like they see each other for the first time. At some point, she says like, "Oh man, it's so crazy?" Like they say like, it's so crazy that you went from like working like in one field to this like now working with the military. But they're not saying it's so crazy how there's a fucking 80-foot lizard destroying the town. They don't really address that.
What they're addressing is that he's a nerd.
Yeah.
And like so that's even less surprising that like a big giant 80-foot lizard is less surprising to them.
Right.
In New York City. Remember we talked about this? You were here. You were with us.
Yeah.
On the Ninja Turtles. Like a turtle fucking flips over a cab and runs down the street. And dude's like, "What was that?" And he looks like a turtle in a trench coat.
This is New York.
You going to LaGuardia?
Just another day in there.
You know what, Jay? You know what? You're kind of tiny, and you know you're really smart. You're kind of tiny, and your voice is real soft. I thought you would be in the science field. You're out here with the military. Good for you.
Good for you.
You made it in life.
Yeah, he's a scientist who studies like the radiation and things, right? And
Yeah,
he's studying
been at
earthworms
Chernobyl.
in Chernobyl,
Which
which
is
also
crazy.
shouldn't he be like probably in a suit, like a radiation
You would
suit?
think so, yeah.
Or dead.
It's probably,
Yeah.
He could be dead.
He
I'm
could
just
be dead.
depressed. I'm
Just
just
have
waiting for the slow.
He's got a
crawl of
tumor.
death.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah, that was I never even thought about that. But yeah, I thought his performance was pretty good. But Hank Azaria, like, he had me laughing for most of the movie. Some of the jokes I found myself laughing because, like, at the joke, like at the attempt of the joke, it was like, oh, that's funny that you
His
thought
joke?
that was going to be good. Not his jokes, like, but
I
other
was about to
people,
say, his
other
jokes?
people's
No,
deliveries.
not
Like,
his jokes.
his-
Yeah.
his
Other
was, like,
people's jokes.
genuine.
Yeah. Other people's jokes.
Yeah, I was genuinely
They
laughing at a lot
terrible.
of his moments.
They sound like I wrote them in 1998.
Yeah.
And
I was 12, by the way.
let's talk about the story a little bit, just to give a quick overview.
Just quick, fast.
During a nuclear test, the French government inadvertently mutates a lizard nest. Years later, a giant lizard makes its way to New York City. Dr. Nico Hippopotamus?
You give him easy ones.
Tatopoulos.
Tatopoulos.
You
Nico
give him easy
Tatopoulos.
ones.
Dr. Matthew Broderick, an expert on the effects of radiation on animals, is sent to U.S. government. Sent by the U.S. government to study the beast. When the creature dubbed Godzilla by news outlets emerges as a massive battle with the military begins. And to make matters worse, Nico discovers that Godzilla has laid a nest of 200 eggs,
Pregnant.
which are ready to hatch.
And I'm like, yo, if this motherfucker had been this big, right? Like they explained that the babies could make more babies rapidly.
Yeah.
So Godzilla just got to this size, like, right? Like,
Yeah.
they born pregnant.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
They got to be more Godzilla babies somewhere, right? Like
Probably.
everywhere around the world is Godzilla.
Right.
Yeah.
On this logic.
Well, yeah, and they did say it came here to nest, but
Unless he's
like,
a
it's coming
late
from
bloomer.
He's living in the ocean. Just growing, eating bigger fish, slightly bigger than whales.
Yeah, then he got to get his way. He got to work his way up.
Damn.
And then he ate the ship.
That
He was
would-
eating the ship.
Yeah, he was
That
the
would be
first
dope
one
to
so-
see. Now that you just said that, I would love to see Godzilla eat a whale in a movie.
That'd be
You know what I mean?
pretty
'Cause,
cool.
like, that's got to be what he's eating out there, right? You can't just be eating
gotta
like fish. He'd have to eat like 80
he
million
has
fish
a
day.
strict diet of jellyfish, jellyfish and sourdough.
That would
Keep
be
slim
interesting.
figure, you know.
That would be interesting if they're just like, we've noticed like populations of fish have really dwindled in this one
Yes.
random part of the ocean.
Yeah.
So they go out and investigate.
It's
and
not global warming.
Yeah,
but
That
it's,
would be rad. He's like,
Yeah,
yeah, so
so-
we had like 4 whales show up with their heads chopped off.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It
we
looks
should
like they were.
investigate.
No, Lieutenant. They look like they had teeth marks.
What are we dealing with? Some kind of Godzilla?
I hope it's
guys,
not
Hollywood.
a
We
kaiju.
wrote half the
Yeah.
script for you. Like,
Yeah.
And so
but
we
what do you
all
guys think-
have the money.
what did you? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What did you? What did you guys think of
Cool.
the story in this one? Did you like? Was it seem like compelling? Was it believable the way Godzilla showed up?
It was 2 hours long, and I felt like halfway through the movie, felt like we had already finished one movie. To me, it felt like a first and a sequel movie to me snapped together into one.
Yeah.
Because by the halfway mark, they kill Godzilla.
Yep.
And then they find the
Dead.
eggs,
Killed
and
them
then it's a
dead.
whole nother movie about like a bunch of baby raptor Godzillas running around and trapping them in a building and blowing that building up. And then, surprise, Godzilla comes back, which is a huge. I immediately didn't think Godzilla was dead the first time,
Yeah.
but there was so much time passed before Godzilla comes back, and they're just like, "Oh, we're back at square one."
They had that kiss scene.
Yeah.
They had the kiss scene, and then I was like, "That's the end of the movie."
Yeah. But I thought the first half was pretty solid, and then they killed Godzilla, and I was like, "What happens now?" And then the second half felt really suddenly melodramatic.
Mhm.
Like the acting felt like more stifled emotionally. I didn't really like. It just felt really shoe.
I think that was when they were trying to use old girl.
I guess
That was when she was doing a lot of those
Yeah.
emotional cues that were falling dead.
Yeah. It just it was.
Well, at least that's how I felt, because I thought she did fine being the ditzy,
Yeah, I loved her the
up and
first half.
coming actress. I mean, reporter. She's actually not a reporter, because if you're a
She's an
secretary,
intern
you're
or
not an
something,
reporter.
Yeah.
I don't know how that even worked. I don't know how she thought she was doing something for 8 years.
Yeah.
Like 3 years of interning, you need to be doing something else with
Yeah,
your
yeah.
life.
Right. Yeah. It's like maybe you should.
Or just go to a different newspaper, you know?
For real.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
You might not be. Might not be a good reporter.
Yeah.
You should try to
she
do
could
She's just
only-
waiting on a giant lizard to show up.
She's like, I'm waiting for something to fall in my lap. I know it'll happen.
I'll know it when I see it. Godzilla stomps
Oh,
by.
yeah, no, trust me. I'll know it when I see it.
Yeah, the story was like a little
Terrible.
yeah, like it was fine for like a nice popcorny movie. And you know, Roland Emmerich, he makes lots of movies like this. He did Independence Day.
Shout out to Roland.
The
He's a friend of the show.
Patriots. What else? Universal Soldier. And he also made Moonfall most recently, which that is a terrible movie.
Hold on, I want to read all of these. Hold on. What the fuck is Hollywood Monster and Moon 44?
You know what? Actually, let me
Moon 44?
Moon 40. Yeah, I don't even
What
know
is
what the
that?
fuck
I don't
that is.
What is that?
He did 2012, Anonymous, White House Down. Yeah, he's made
The
some,
Patriot. Okay, that's probably the best movie he's got
That's
on
probably
there.
the best movie he's got.
Right?
Or
Overall
Independence
movie.
Day.
Overall movie. Because
Yeah.
I like Stargate.
Yeah.
I love Stargate. I
Yeah.
love Independence Day. But the Patriot's like,
Yeah.
oh, 10,000 BC is pretty good. So you know what? Just give him disaster movie.
Yeah, he's definitely a disaster movie guy.
Scale. He does big scale.
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah,
he does
huge
that well.
movies. Yeah, let somebody else write his scripts, but he knows how to put a
Yeah,
camera.
There was a
Moon
couple
44.
nice
he
moments.
he
I
wrote
thought-
Moon 44, and that
Yeah.
never heard of that shit.
Yeah, I never heard of that. There was some nice moments I thought in the script, and some good like funny little moments. But other than those those are like few and far between. The rest of it just felt kind of generic.
Yeah,
But I did love the Gojira Godzilla thing. She steals from Matthew Broderick to get a top secret tape, which is labeled top secret. Which
Yeah.
they're like, don't do that. First of all,
right. Make it
Just
super obvious.
shout out to intelligence officers out there. You know,
just don't do it.
don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Right, not important on it. No big deal. But she steals it to get a report. She makes a report, and then they're going to watch it on the news, and it gets stolen from her. And he's like, "That's right, the giant lizard Godzilla." And she's like, "It's Gojira, you idiot!"
Yeah,
I thought that was a nice
yeah,
moment.
that was a nice touch. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I remembered that from watching it as a kid.
Yeah.
Like rewatching it today, I was like, yeah, it's got zero, you
Mm.
idiot. Like, okay, but you know what? She was woke. She was too woke. You know what I'm saying? That's what they would say today.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up, you woke bitch. Like, why would you even say that? You know, so you want to get the pronunciations right. You know, it's
Yeah, like,
Iran.
It's kind of like
It's Uruguay.
it's kind of like with the I like the moment in Black Panther 2 with when he is the villain's name is Namor, but when like the black people say it's like, so it's Namor. What's his Namor doing?
Yeah, it's like, look, Lionel Richie calls himself Lionel Richie, but he's from Selma, Alabama.
Right.
His name is Lionel.
Lionel.
His name Lionel.
Lionel.
I'm just trying to tell y'all, look, if you see Lionel Richie anywhere in Los
Lionel.
Angeles or around the world,
Lionel Richie.
you happen to bump into him, say to him, Lionel
Yeah.
Richie.
He'll turn around.
He'll say, he'll know you from the house. He'll know you from the crib. He will turn around. He will turn around and say, you must be from Tuskegee, Alabama.
One moment I did really
country
like.
as hell, man. Country ass.
One moment I did like in the story, and you alluded to this earlier, was the facts like were like sort of the reemergence of Godzilla, like after they blow up Madison Square Garden. It kind of feels like it could be the end of the movie. Then Godzilla pops out. I was like, "You killed my babies!"
Yes,
and then it's just like
my babies.
They did do a couple. Okay, I will say this: just a quick breakdown of the movie. Every moment is like Godzilla shows up. He walks up to somebody, very sweet and nice, and then the army's like, "Fuck it up!" and then and they just start shooting. And then Godzilla goes crazy and smash. It happens twice.
Yeah.
Second time, Godzilla's like, I'll give you guys a second chance.
To the point where you don't know what the movie is really trying to say.
Yeah, but it made me feel kind of bad for Godzilla.
I'm gonna tell you what the movie is trying to say. Not a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
This was almost like they do movies, like they do the Godzillas today, where it's just like Godzilla tearing up everything.
Yeah.
This was very close to that. It was very close to just being that.
Yeah.
Because they like how they try to lure and trap Godzilla is the best part of the movie to me.
With a bunch
We
of
just gonna dump a bunch of fish in the middle of somewhere and put spotlights on it.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
and also like it was a lot of fish. Don't get me wrong,
God.
but Godzilla that would be like a chicken nugget to
Yes.
you know, it's like a tiny little bit.
Yeah.
It would be nothing.
It's
Really.
like
what
one
you eat
sardine
before you start eating.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be a starburst.
appetizer.
One starburst.
Yeah.
Not a whole pack of starburst,
Uh-huh.
just one starburst for him, his
And
body.
it's not working. It doesn't work. So Matthew Bart's like, we got to remove these manhole covers. We got to remove manhole covers as
then
soon
they'll
as
be
he
able to
does it.
smell it.
Yeah, as soon as he does it.
Yeah.
I think it was just luck. Like that was gonna happen.
Yeah, he was already on his way.
But he was pregnant, so he taking a little longer to get there than normal. He's pregnant.
Yeah.
We didn't know he was carrying. He was with
It's funny that
child.
they kept calling him a he even
After
though-
they found
after
out.
they found out that he was pregnant. It's
Why
like,
not
maybe
just
it's a she?
It's an it at that point.
Yeah.
It's both. So it's not a she, it's not a he.
There are reptiles that do reproduce
Reproduce,
asexually,
asexually,
right,
yeah.
exactly.
which
So-
is what they said all the time. But yeah,
So yeah, Alex, dummy.
but I agree. I think it's because like canonically that everyone called Godzilla a guy, so
I
they were
guess
like,
just gonna keep calling it a he.
but we want him to have babies, but we don't want there to be a second lizard. So we'll just say he can reproduce asexually.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
And then all his
Junior,
babies are
that
pregnant,
Arnold
too.
Schwarzenegger
It's like,
movie.
look, it actually
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
He's like, guys, I looked it up in the encyclopedia. It actually is science. We can just say he reproduces asexually.
Yeah.
Do it.
It's
He's,
okay.
it's radioactive,
It's,
right?
re-
It's radioactive.
it's
like
regular old science.
But yeah, to y'all's point, it does like seem like in the even in the newer Godzilla movies, both Godzilla -1 and the Godzilla Kong movies, Godzilla has like more of a point of view.
Yeah.
Like in Godzilla -1, he's just like a straight up fucking asshole. Like he's actually actively seeking humans and trying to kill them.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, well, we have to kill this guy
Right,
because
right.
he's the worst.
Well,
And then in the Godzilla Kong movies, he's like more of like an ally.
he's
or
like
like,
kind of a protector of the city in a weird way.
yeah.
Which happens in some of the old school movies too. I think he does start off as a villain,
Yeah,
and
and
then
he's-
slowly bigger monsters come up, and
Yeah.
Godzilla's like, actually, this is my turf. So
right.
That's the point in the new American ones, like the Monarch series. It's like, hey, this dude is a protector of the world. He's keeping these crazy kaijus
that's
at
kind
bay.
of cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, like so that's kind of where they're going with. I don't know if you've seen the TV show Monarch,
No.
but you can catch our coverage of it on the Drunk Banthas
That's
podcast.
right, that's
Check the lives. Go to the live tab in the channel, and bing bong, you got the goods. You can catch up with these guys.
Yeah, and this
My
movie
hands are ashy.
this movie is sort of like in between the two of them, where he seems like more or less
They insinuate he
a
might be a
kind
good guy.
creature,
Yeah.
and he just happens to be running into buildings because like he's here now.
He's just clumsy.
But then
Perfect
on
segue.
the Godzilla, then they have the Godzilla -1 reaction where they're just like, we gotta fucking kill this.
Yeah,
thing.
oh God.
Fuck, try to understand it.
Yeah.
Let's wipe out this creature's existence
And
its
Oh, these
lineage.
guys
Like
are great.
it's
I
kind
forgot
of
about these
tragic at
guys.
the end. But I'm not sure what the
yeah.
movie's trying to say.
oh yeah, there's one scene.
Was trying to get to this helicopter chase.
Oh
like,
yeah, the helicopter.
because you were talking about how he's just bumping into things. Like,
Yeah.
but then all of a sudden he's extremely agile going through the city. Like
Right.
Before I guess he just was being rude. It's like a motherfucker come in your house and just start
Yeah.
fucking up your shit, but you think it's on accident, but then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he's just like very
It's
chill.
like, nah, you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, Godzilla looks fucking great.
He looks
in this.
cool.
I did not like the way he looked looks in any other movie. Really, he looks like a little fat.
He's very
lizard,
chunky. He's very chunky.
chunky.
Yeah.
And he got the little bitty arms. Like, what are you doing? I'm supposed to believe you're beating up King Kong.
Well,
Right,
you saw he'd
yeah,
still be
no.
like, "Hoo-ka!"
Tiger style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was at least like a unique design to it, like even like the snout or whatever of
Motherfucker looked
Godzilla,
like Bruce Lee out there with the fucking fat suit on.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got too many jokes for the old
Uh-huh.
Godzilla, but yeah.
It
But
looks
yeah,
nice.
it looked to Noah's point earlier, Jurassic Parky
Kinda, yeah.
with some new style on it.
Yeah,
Did we
yeah.
see fire out
He's
the
still
mouth?
got the big
We
giant
did see
spikes.
the fire mouth a couple of times,
And
it
you're
wasn't
right.
like-
He does have the spikes. Yeah.
Mhm.
That is one thing that I wish that like I guess they were trying to like de-power him a little bit because like I feel like he's definitely way bigger in the newer movies and he
Yeah.
has like the atomic breath which like is basically a nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
he
they
would
depowered
not.
him a
Yeah,
little
you're
bit.
right. In the new movies, he would not be able to maneuver through any buildings.
Yeah,
no,
just
no,
crush
Not
it
in New York.
Yeah, there was even one point where like one of the sergeant. I kind of call bullshit on this because there was one point where the sergeant was
Bullshit.
like, or Matthew Broderick or the sergeant was like, yeah, he must be hiding in one of the buildings. I was like, hiding in one of the buildings,
But he was hiding
It's
in
like
Madison
all
Square
the-
Garden.
He did. But I feel like there would be. I don't know. That just seems.
He
so
was
strange
hiding
to me.
in Madison Square Garden, Alex.
There's surely
What do
somebody.
you
What
want
do
us
you
to do?
understand about this?
Like I know that he's burrowing underground, but
Uh-huh.
like I don't know. I feel like there's some employee from Madison Square Garden who's like, "There's a fucking lizard in there."
No,
Like,
they already fucked up shit. Like everything's fucked up. Everybody is getting up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody at the AT&T building. You know what I mean? Like everybody's going home.
Right.
You think the Knicks are gonna keep playing even though there's a lizard outside?
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I'm about to get these shots off.
I think that's right though. He shows up, they're like evacuate New York, then he burrows underneath in Madison
Right,
Square Garden and
right.
lays all the eggs, which hatch almost immediately.
Right. No, they
Yeah,
had
okay.
no incubation
Because they
time
were
whatsoever.
like, where did he go? We know he's still in the area, but we
Mhm.
don't know where.
Right.
Yeah, like an hour
Yeah.
tops fast.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Yeah.
An hour, 2 hours movie time passed, and then the babies hatching, just
Yeah.
babies hatching.
Yeah, babies
Which
babies making babies.
they kind of established. It's an accelerated pace.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
It could be these 200 could turn into 40,000. Like,
Yeah.
so I understand. Look, that's got to be some quick turnaround
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's like if you bust a nut, 24 hours later,
You got a baby.
you got a baby,
Yeah.
a whole like 9-foot baby.
Right. It's a lot of responsibility.
209-foot babies. Good God!
But yeah, what did you guys think of
Imagine
like
what them child support checks look like. Man.
that?
That's the
You
first
guys
thing I
saw
thought about. Jesus Christ!
What did you guys think about the twist that he was pregnant and there like now we have another thing to worry about because like
Explains the mood swings.
yeah. Yeah, it's like explains the mood swing. And
That's all I
because
got.
It is like in a lot of Godzilla movies they try to like throw a little twist, I guess, at the end. It's like, oh, it's not just Godzilla that we're dealing with these other creatures
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Did you guys think that was an interesting twist, Noah?
I don't know. Like for me, once again, it kind of felt like two movies almost.
Yeah.
Like I felt like Godzilla was interesting enough. We didn't really need to bring in. I think they could have given more backstory for Matthew Broderick and Mary.
Maria.
Mar-
Oh no, Audrey. Let's just call her Audrey.
We'll just call her Audrey. Sorry,
Old girl.
Patillo. I feel like they could have started with maybe more of their background story 1st,
Mhm.
then have the time pass, Godzilla stuff happen, and then their romance might have hit a little harder, I think. And then we could have given more time to Godzilla and less to the eggs and stuff. I'm not sure. It just felt like
Yeah, it felt like you said, like it was a different
Get some
movie.
big boo.
And also, like it kind
Boo.
they don't look too super impressive, like the CGI
Yeah.
ones. So, like getting down and getting down and close up to these creatures,
Uh-huh.
I don't think it really did the movie any
yeah,
favors.
yeah.
But what did you think?
Yeah.
Did you feel? How did you feel about the baby Godzillas, the Godzukis, if you will?
Yeah, no, that was terrible. It was like slow, dumb raptors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were kind of adorable when you first see them. Their eyes are
Right.
very big.
Mm,
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of too cute. in a way.
Aw.
which makes it
I can't blow them up with C4. I just can't bear to do it now.
but I will.
Now that I've seen them,
They
I
look
just
like
don't know if I can do it.
yeah, they look like a bunch of Yoshis from the Mario movie.
Oh yeah,
They
man.
actually look better than that. That would have been a cooler design for Yoshi.
Jesus
the
Christ. That is
Yeah,
not a
'cause they
Mario
could've-
movie. It
they could've
is a
wrote that,
sci-fi fantasy movie.
It really is. It really is. Go watch that one too. Also.
Oh yeah, does it hold up? Find out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about it.
We talked
Although that
about it.
wasn't a Doesn't Hold Up episode. That was a podcast episode. That was
Oh.
No,
like-
it was the
Well,
it
then-
was the pilot for Does It Hold Up? It was. We got the documents.
okay. I mean, but anyway, yeah. So they
Power Rangers ended up being the first one, right?
yeah, Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's
is
the first.
the first
First
one.
yeah.
episode.
But I mean, that's it's an excuse to do it again. I'm excited. I'll talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll do it. I know more about it now that like so much more information
Right.
about it.
We might have a different vote.
Oh no, I know what my no. Don't even lie to the people, Alex.
But yeah, let's talk about a little bit more about. I forgot to mention the reception, because this movie did make.
You talked about it a little bit, right?
As far as like the box office.
Okay.
reception,
Okay.
It did make a little bit of money and made $379 million worldwide against a budget between 130 and 150 million. So it's pretty. That's a pretty good return. But it wasn't enough to make to justify making a sequel.
It wasn't enough to justify having Jimmy Page and Puff Daddy do a song together. That's what it wasn't enough of. Which is not a bad song, to be honest with you. But Jesus Christ, that had to be expensive, right?
I thought this was a pretty good moment.
There's some good
Actually,
shots.
I want to. Yeah, that one right there is pretty dope. Let me get
There's
a little sound.
some,
for
a lot
this.
of close calls in there. Well, there's this one.
Look how courteous Godzilla is. He went out of his way to not step on him.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
he's a
yeah.
good guy.
That's like when I
He
don't
sniffs
step
some
on.
humans. He almost like sniffs
Right.
Matthew Broderick.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
He seems like a cool dude.
He seems pretty
He's just
chill.
big.
I know, and the army just keeps fucking it up. Also, they blow up the
Oh,
Chrysler
oh.
building.
I just
They-
want to get it on this.
They blow
Yeah.
up the Chrysler building. They're like, I thought you had your heat-seeking missiles locked onto him. He's like, I can't, sir. He's cold-blooded. The heat-seeking missiles don't work. It blows up the Chrysler.
I like that a little bit because it was like he's a lizard.
Yeah.
We've established
Yeah.
he's cold. He's cold blooded.
Yeah. Cold as ice.
Cold as ice.
Cold as ice.
I did like that moment too, because when when they shot the missiles and it blows up the Chrysler building, and the military guy's like, "Oh, damn."
Yeah, he did. He said, "Damn."
Damn.
Like,
negative impact.
yeah, he wanted to say something else. He really wanted to say something else.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I just paused it on this because this
That's a great
face,
face.
dog. He just was acting his ass
He
off.
was doing
'Cause,
great.
they're looking at nothing. You know, they're just looking at the Chrysler building, for instance, looking at the post office and shit. So, yeah, it was. I liked that a lot. I liked it.
Yeah,
I
he
liked
did good.
it.
He did good. He was great in this.
Yeah. And we talked a little bit about the design of Godzilla, but what did you guys think of like the effects overall, like the special effects? Because I thought that there were some impressive moments, but there were also some less impressive moments.
Yeah, I agree. The dock scene where the older man's
The
going out to
old man
fish,
finally. All right, we got that
you
up,
can
don't we?
kind of
Yeah.
see the green screeny vibe on it a little bit. Yeah, but I thought it really looked pretty good. Like not too much tweaking on this, and
Yeah.
I think that could be a modern movie for sure.
This dude did an amazing job as well.
Right.
Mhm.
He had to outrun a Godzilla.
Also, can we talk about one thing? Does Godzilla cause rain? Does he bring rain?
Right.
It was raining
It was
like
raining the entire time.
99.
That would honestly be just pretty cool.
That'd be
Yeah,
rad.
right?
Yeah.
that. They should have said that because it rained the entire fucking
And
movie.
like his spikes conduct electricity, and the
Yes.
lightning strikes spike, and that causes him to
That'd
Yes.
be rad. I
let's
would love
write
it if
a
he was like
Godzilla
Storm.
movie, okay?
Goddamn right.
We've
that's
already
right.
come up with several things for it.
Jesus Christ, it's better than the last 7.
Oh my gosh. Well, at least, yeah.
It's better than the last 7.
I was about to say, well, Kong Skull Island was good, but that's not a Godzilla movie.
Yeah, that's a King Kong movie
But yeah, like I thought,
featuring Godzilla. It's
Which
like a
is coming
fucking
out soon, isn't it?
yeah, Kong Godzilla 2. I guess technically.
Is this from a sequel to Godzilla -1?
It's a
No,
sequel to Kong versus not King Kong versus Godzilla. It's Kong Skull Island.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's funny because like they're one of the few companies out there who's been able to make a successful connected franchise. Like, you know, there's a lot of people out there who try to do like DC, the Dark Universe.
Yeah.
But you know, the Kong and Godzilla movies, they've been really successful commercially, and they keep making them.
So
It's like Fast and the Furious. Why would I stop? Why
It's
would I
very-
stop?
It's very fast.
By the way, thank you for doing this Godzilla episode. I get to do this like New York accent, you know. I get to try it out.
Anytime we got a New York movie, we do this.
It's impossible not to do this. Trust me, I've tried.
Yeah, you can't do it. You can't turn it off.
And you can do all the different dialects.
Yeah.
I could be from Queens or from the Bronx.
Hey, whoa, there's a fucking
Hey,
Godzilla over here.
whoa. Godzilla's walking here.
You know, you never saw Godzilla messing with Staten Island.
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
He knows where to go. He knows where to go. You
He's a
take
New
that
Yorker,
shit.
Yeah.
Take that shit to Manhattan.
Oh man. But yeah, to your point, New York is kind of its own like little character. This like I like how like it's just so New York.
Oh,
Like,
they're
everybody
arguing about
because
which way to go on the
Which way, how do we get to this? Are you gonna hop on 7th while it's raining? Are you crazy? And it's like the
Has to
city's
worry
been
about
evacuated. No one's there.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about
It's
traffic.
like, bitch, we the only people out here. We the only people dumb enough to still be out here right now.
I want to say there's a shot where Godzilla's walking through the city and it just shows two criminals like robbing a place.
That's right.
He's
Richie
like,
and Johnny.
Yeah,
I had
They
that.
give names and everything.
you know, yeah. He's like, you know how sometimes I get that feeling something bad's gonna happen.
I'm getting that feeling right now.
Yeah,
I love that.
Hey, you say, it's just to hell with your feelings. No, that's not what he said, but that's the extended version. You get the director's cut.
I wish you showed them one more time. Like, I want to know what happened to them.
Yeah, right.
What
Like
did
that's
happen?
kind of a more interesting story. Like the grubby guys who tried to steal from all the companies while
they're
everybody's
evacuated.
evacuated.
I'm gonna play that
And
shit right now.
Do it, yeah.
Let's go before we get caught. Jimmy, you know that bad feeling I get?
Oh,
when something
Jimmy.
really bad is gonna happen? Yeah. I'm getting
Richie
that
and
feeling
Jimmy.
right now, man.
Richie, I'm getting that feeling. What feeling?
It's like
like the knife is moving. I feel weird.
Did this movie make you guys like more or less excited about? Do you guys care about those Godzilla movies?
I wanted to see -1.
Right.
-1 was incredible.
Yeah,
Kong.
that's what everyone. Hey,
Are you-
what's the -1?
Yeah, what
I
is that?
don't know. I think
Nobody knows.
it feels
You
sort
are
of
crazy.
stupid because they actually even
I'm
said
just saying, you didn't never tell me what the -1 is, and now he asked you, and you don't even have an answer.
But they even said -1 in the Monarch series. Like, I guess that's like a way to signify the like day one of Godzilla arriving
Oh,
or
okay.
something like that.
Okay,
I
that's
don't know.
interesting.
It's like
I was
AD.
thinking it's like I got this movie for 2 Godzillas. No. Let's do that -1.
It's like,
Oh.
oh yeah, like Rock named his Rock when he started. When he came into the WWF, he had like $7.25 in his pocket. So his productions company is called like 725. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, something like that.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same thing.
And it's funny because -1 was incredible because they did it's like if you take Godzilla out of it, it's just like a really compelling story about trauma and war and pride and family and all these other really cool themes.
Wow.
Boring.
Just having to throw Godzilla in the middle of that is like, oh shit, this is crazy.
Yeah, that sounds great.
No, yeah,
So-
you need Godzilla to make that a good movie. You just describe a bad Notebook.
I just described like
Just
Band of
describe-
Brothers or something like
You just
that.
described the Notebook with firearms.
I would watch The Notebook with firearms.
I don't know where it's going.
Yeah, did it make you excited about like the because we did talk about
Me?
Monarch.
You,
are you
Bill?
gonna be watching
Man,
Godzilla?
no, man. No. I think this is the first American Godzilla movie,
Might have
the
been
98
yeah.
one, and we don't do it well.
What was the rest of the
do-
world's perception of this movie? Do you know?
I mean, well, yeah.
Can
Actually,
you find that out?
it made 379 million worldwide, and I know it made like a lot more worldwide than it did.
So yeah,
domestically,
they
so I think
liked
that
it, Mikey.
They might have liked it more.
Let me see here.
They liked it more than we did.
Also, curious, wasn't the original idea for Godzilla is like it's kind of like an analogy for like nuclear war? Am I wrong about
That's
that?
what they used in this one. Yeah,
Mhm.
they focused on the fact that this was created by us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our doing.
Yeah.
But they said it was the French, which is I thought was interesting. Like, because
Everybody tested
Because-
missiles.
yeah,
Everybody tested nuclear devices. So when you get one, you gotta try it out. You gotta know that motherfucker work, man. What if
Yeah.
you sold me a fake one?
yeah, right.
I got this shit. Now what if I got a fake one? I gotta fucking go out there and try it.
You know,
Where-
stupid. I'm gonna look if I say, "Hey, I got this nuke right here," and they're like, "No, that's fake." I'm like, oh.
Dang
It's
it.
like, no, I'll show you. I'll shoot it, and then nothing happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just started war with a dud missile.
Man, I'm so embarrassed right now.
It's very embarrassing. So you go to the ocean with
We can't stop doing this. You hear this subtle New
you
Yorker?
go,
voice?
hey, you
We
go to
can't
the
stop
ocean.
doing it.
Stop doing
You
it.
go through to the ocean, and you get some iguanas in the middle of the ocean. Because that's where I'm having trouble with. Is like, how do you get iguanas in the ocean?
You get iguanas in the ocean. Yeah, they
In the Pacific Ocean.
are iguanas
The
amphibious?
Atlantic, I might understand.
Yeah, the Atlantic.
But the
hey.
Pacific?
Hey, the Pacific Ocean. They're in France.
And
You're
it's
going to the Pacific Ocean from France? Does that make sense?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know
it's-
enough about iguanas.
Yeah, that.
Well, France
I'm not
is,
an iguanologist.
France is far further from the Pacific Ocean than it is the Atlantic,
Atlantic
Ocean.
Ocean.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, why go to fucking Pacific Ocean to go blow up an iguana? And why the fuck are there iguanas in the middle of the ocean anyway?
But they were like, it showed iguanas chilling on land at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you shoot you test the missiles in the middle of the ocean, though.
Is that what they did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just the radiation hit the beach of iguana beach.
maybe there was like a little island that didn't account for.
Yeah.
And it just was like, whatever. Who
There-
cares?
Any civilians
like-
out there? No, just a tiny island named Iguana Island.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, just an
a
island
bunch
full of iguanas.
That'll
Yeah.
never come to haunt us.
Just sea turtles and iguanas down there.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
a moth. I don't know.
Everybody in
Depends
the
if we get a
That would've-
sequel.
that
Maybe a
would've been
moth.
interesting.
everybody
Yeah, if they-
everybody in the nuclear program is fucking from the Queens.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Yorkers in France.
That sounds
Yeah.
like an amazing
Hey.
movie.
Bonjour.
Yeah.
Como allez-vous?
Hey, yo,
Oh,
baby,
that
toi,
was
toi, baby.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
how do you say "show me your tits" in France?
In France.
In France.
Yeah, in the like the newer movies, it is like established that there's like a hollow Earth where there's just basically a whole other ecosystem where different creatures come from.
Yeah.
And they like
In
teleport.
this- yeah.
Use those systems to teleport over different areas. and
Teleport.
Yeah, because it's basically like teleportation.
It's like kind of like the Upside Down.
If you know where you're going,
Oh.
you can use the different portals all over over the planet to you travel to the different ones.
And all
Like
the monsters
sewers.
do this?
Like the New York
Yeah, the
sewers.
monsters do it. Yeah, it's just like this old subways. You know, the subterranean subways that we
Yeah.
got there. Yeah.
It's as easy as taking the H train. So sorry to all the New
Yeah,
Yorkers.
we
who are
apologize
offended
to everyone.
There's a disclaimer at the beginning of this episode.
Sorry.
This is, we do apologize to all New
Would
Yorkers.
you put all the New York movies that we just talked about?
Yeah. Oh man, we gotta get a little montage of that. Like, sorry to this movie. Sorry to that movie. Sorry to Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to y'all's point, like it could have been a cool sequel, or even that be the twist in the second half of the movie. Where, like,
Teenage Mutant Ninja
these
Turtles.
are these lizards aren't the only creatures that were affected by the radiation. Like there's
Yeah.
also like 10-foot ants and like all kinds of other crazy.
Well,
shit.
man, look, what kind of fucking budget do you think we got over here?
Yeah.
This was 1998.
Come on, dog. This was an ambitious movie by all standards in the 90s anyway. So
Yeah.
I think like Blade is probably the only thing that was like more ambitious than this. Like have a bunch of crazy ass vampires all over. Like that's a pretty ambitious movie.
Yeah, because it's like a year before The Matrix.
The Matrix. Yeah, you know what? It does sneak into the 90s, doesn't it? No, 99, baby.
Yeah.
There's a lot of black and green tones in
Yeah.
the movies in the 90s.
Yeah, that was
Easy
definitely the
CGI
vibe.
colors.
Yeah.
You can manipulate things, touch up some things with the dark and the green, and like it looks like it's popping, but it's really just shadow work and stuff.
And then in like the early 2000s, it was like it became blue as the color, like with the underworld and like
Let's get bright.
The X-Men
Bright? No,
movies.
wait, bright is the X-Men movies. They're all bright.
Yeah,
hate it. It's fucking stupid.
Oh man, can't wait till we talk.
Life
about
isn't bright. Life is
movies.
dark.
It's sad. Life is sad.
If you didn't learn nothing from this podcast, you learned that we do
You're
accents.
born, you suffer, you die.
Yeah, that's it.
Just like Godzilla. And
you learn that we do New York accents. That's all.
Yeah, we mentioned this a little bit earlier, but like it just feels sort of. I don't know what to take away from the movie at the end after like he's shot dead, after Godzilla's shot dead on the bridge, and Matthew Broderick's kind of like looking at him, and Godzilla's looking at, like, they're just looking at each other as you hear his heartbeat fade away, and I was like, wait, are we not supposed to hate this guy?
No,
like,
I know what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I know what both of them were thinking, right? So like Godzilla is like looking at him, he's breathing out hard, and you hear his heart beating like boom, 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 boom. And then you see Matthew thinking, man, I'm sorry, buddy, but you was trying to eat me.
Yeah, pretty much.
You was gonna eat us. And he's looking at him like, I was gonna eat you. Just get a little closer. Get just a little closer. I'm gonna eat the fuck out your ass right now. God damn it.
I felt like they were trying to make us sympathize with him sometimes. It felt like they didn't really know where they wanted us to go with it, though.
But isn't that the juxtaposition of a Godzilla movie, right? Like he steps on grandma's in the first of the movie, and then you kill him, and you're like, don't kill Godzilla. He's an animal.
Right. It felt just like a whole bad misunderstanding / situation, right? Like, I don't know. When they kind of make you sympathize with Godzilla, suddenly you're less like, oh, he was just trying to like have babies and protect himself. And it really wasn't trying to eat people. It seemed like it was just eating fish. Almost exclusively
No, he didn't
fish.
eat any people.
And the only reason they got chased was because they smelled like fish.
Right.
And then because he killed all their babies.
They made a point to say that, like, we smell like fish. That's why they're chasing us, not because, like,
Yeah, it's like if you get gophers in your backyard.
Yeah.
It's like they not actually doing nothing except trying to eat and feed their kids. But they fucking up your yard.
They're fucking up your yard, yeah.
Like all my shit is fucked up.
That's why you take human hair and you put it in the hole.
Right.
And when the husband comes home, he goes through the hair, and he smells like someone else, and the wife gets mad and he kicks the mole out. This is real. This is real.
This is really what
you
happens.
do that with Godzilla.
Yeah, you
gotta find that equivalent.
A lot of human
that
hair.
would be cool if they had a mole. They brought in a mole expert instead of an earthworm expert. He's like, oh, I know how to.
How about a lizard expert? Where the fuck was that guy?
Yeah,
where are we getting a worm guy?
He's like,
I will say that I want to go back to this real quick though, because I was thinking about it when I watched the movie. Godzilla comes down and he sniffs like Matthew Broderick or whatever, and he does it to a couple of humans. When the babies are born, they're about the same size as the humans are. So I had this weird thought of like, oh, what if he kind of just thinks all the humans are kind of babies? And that's
Right.
why he's not really messing with them, because they're all about
Right.
the same size as his kids would be when they were born.
And he's like, "Hey, where are your parents?"
Yeah, yeah.
He's just like,
Yeah.
You ain't
6
got
million
school
little
today.
kids running
You
around.
ain't got school today. Ain't it a Tuesday?
I don't know. Yeah,
Don't you have
that's
somewhere to be, little boy?
it just made me feel bad for Godzilla kind of at the end, but I don't. It felt like they could have leaned into that more and made it hit a little harder in a weird way.
Yeah, because like we
Yeah,
mentioned
what
in the
is
earlier
Godzilla
movies,
thinking? That's what they do in the new ones. Like,
Yeah,
they just assume what he's thinking. They just tell you what
Yeah,
he's doing.
they have-
and shit.
yeah,
like, how
what's
you
his
don't
name?
know what he's? How do you know that?
yeah.
What's that based off of?
Yeah.
But I like it. Fuck it. Like, whatever.
Yeah, they just have like Rebecca Ferguson or fucking Paperboy talk up. It's like, oh, Godzilla must be thinking this, or King Kong must be doing that.
King Kong
Like-
ain't got shit on me.
Yeah, they just sort of explain their motivations.
That's what he
And
was
this
talking
is
about.
sort
Right?
of-
That's what Denzel was talking about. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was. That was the setup for the.
Yeah,
Kong
he was like,
Skull
I'm
Island.
Godzilla. Bitch.
Training Day is actually in the Kong Skull Island universe.
That's why he was stealing money so he could fund Monarch.
Yeah, you have to watch Training Day to understand anything that happens in Kong Skull
Yeah,
Island.
seriously.
But I do want to talk about real quick about the
Who you
Like,
did you
what
say
else?
who your MVP was?
Hank Azaria. Yeah.
Oh, so we had the
yeah,
same. We had the
one,
same.
yeah.
That's why I went quick. I was like, I don't remember you saying yours.
Let's see what else was coming out this weekend on
Yeah, let's
like
see
when
why
Godzilla
it
came
didn't
out.
make what it probably should have made. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we got
Number
Deep
7,
Impact.
Titanic, running for
damn.
its 745th week consecutively. No, it's
Right,
25th
23rd.
week or
Yeah.
23rd week.
Is it 25? Oh no, yeah,
No,
no,
it's
it is
23.
25.
It looks like a 5 kind of.
Yeah, there's a lot
Oh,
of
man.
movies that made a lot of money. City of Angels was another big hit.
Deep Impact was
You
a big one.
Yeah, Deep Impact ended up being a pretty monster hit. And this is only its 3rd week out, so it was about to come.
Hey, somebody edit Godzilla smashing that ship into Titanic, so it looks like Godzilla destroyed.
Oh
Titanic.
man, that would be great.
Somebody do that for me. That would be pretty.
That would
sweet.
be great. And then at the end of it, you cut to the Ghostbusters 2 scene where the Titanic shows up and people just walking off the Titanic dead. That'd be so great. That'd be so dope. Please do that.
Oh man, someone just needs to edit together a bunch of totally different movies to make a whole new movie edited from a bunch
It'd
of
be
Godzilla
easy with
versus
the older
Titanic.
ones
Oh,
because
man.
they got the same kind of grainier, like.
Uh-huh.
But you put some new shit to it, it won't really. But the old ones,
Yeah.
you can make a
Oh,
better
man,
movie.
I want to do this now.
Bill Murray saying some
I'll be-
crazy shit.
Guys, like, please, if you have the passion in your heart, please
Yeah.
make this happen.
Yeah. Put down that blunt. Put down that crack pipe.
We can't do
Get
it.
your butt into the studio and edit us up some good art.
Yes, please. We can't do it. We're too busy editing. Doesn't hold up. That.
Yeah.
But if you have the love in your heart, please make it happen.
Yeah, please.
We could probably talk about this movie for maybe another like 2 hours if we wanted to.
Probably.
But it's about that time to ask the titular question.
Testicular question.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Does it hold
That's right. At the end of every episode, we vote on whether this film stands the test of time. So Noah, since you're our special guest,
Oh, thank you.
we'll let you go first.
You know what? I think parts of it were kind of generic, and I think it wasn't like the greatest movie in the world, but I think it holds up. I do. I think it's still like a fine watch. Like I wasn't like blown away by the end of it. It just left me feeling kind of like, a little disappointed. None of this could have happened. This is all could have been averted. Yeah, I think it does hold up though. I just don't think it's like incredible.
Yeah.
It's just kind of just bad enough to be meh,
Yeah,
you know?
I feel that.
man. You know, Penny reminded me. She reminded me.
It's a cute dog in my life.
Does it hold
I did not know that's where you were going with that.
Penny? No. She doesn't get a vote.
She does not get a vote. Oh shit! It said
Oh.
Bill Urquhart drunk Panthers the whole time. Well,
Hey, well that's fine.
Very card.
You're welcome.
But I will vote that it does not hold up. I didn't something about like
Edgy.
just like again like I don't know, I'm comparing it more to Godzilla -1, which is a good
Sorry,
movie.
I just said ooh because I popped my shoulder. Not like your vote.
Right. Yeah. I mean, most Godzilla movies, in my opinion, are bad. They're not very good. It's like it takes a lot to make any of these stories interesting. Scroll Tide. But this just kind of falls into most of the Godzilla movies for me, where it's just like I mean, for some reason, people enjoy them. A lot of people out there do like this kind of movie, and it has like the familiar story beats of your typical Godzilla movie. In my opinion, I don't know why people feel like it just was kind of a disservice to the genre of these creature features, but
I don't think that feels too big.
Yeah, that seems like you're putting a lot of weight on this.
Overreaction.
For real, that's a big overreaction.
But that all being said, it does not hold up for me. But I guess there's only one more question to ask before we get out of here.
Who's going to win the Oscar for best supporting actor?
Yeah, that we definitely have to answer that. Well, you know what?
No,
you know who I think is going to win?
Ooh.
Does it hold?
Bill.
Very ghostly.
You're the tiebreaker.
I think it.
I can't wait for you to be a ghost. It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah. Wait, you can't look. Coming to a theater near you, Bill as Ghost.
Bill as Ghost.
Alex, this movie holds up. You goofy ass bastard. You forgot what the fucking point of this show is. It's not about whether we like the movie or not. It's not about whether people are smart or stupid. People are stupid.
Yeah.
We have probably, by the time this comes out, we have 13 Fast and the Furious movies that just came out.
Yeah.
Okay, they keep making them because people keep going to see them.
Yeah, almost
You
every
just
half
said-
hour this dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost every half hour.
You just said people keep going to see this movie. Well, that's the whole point of does it hold up? Will people keep going to see it? Like, will you be able to make this movie today? And we could, because nobody stopped going to see them since. They haven't made one less dollar than they did since the first American one came out.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
I don't support it, but it would hold up, and it's a sad story.
Yeah,
fair enough. I mean, but that's why we vote. We're not always going to feel the same about these movies.
That's right. This is better than Supreme Court. We get things done more prudently too.
Yeah, it only takes us about 90 minutes to make these decisions.
They take about 90
drunk,
days.
So it's like we must vote.
They do it drunk too. What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
probably on cocaine.
Yeah, I was about to say cocaine is probably more prevalent there than it is on our sessions. But before we get out of here, Noah, you want to tell the people where they can find you on the interwebs?
Yeah, sure. You guys, you can find me on Instagram at Whoa, that was dope. Got some soundboard action going. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at I don't Noah, all one word. Or I stream every Saturday and Sunday evening on Twitch at Mr. Whimsy with a Z. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, guys, go check it out. If you
I just said that he was whimsical in some kind of way about we were talking about a movie that we want him to do.
Yeah. He's on brand. He's very on brand.
Yeah, I was like, he's on brand.
Oh, cool. Cool. Yeah, I'd be wearing elf ears and stuff all the time if people didn't judge so hard.
You people would just be nice out there. Just be nicer. Be better people.
I'd wear some pretty fantastic clothes, I think.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
fantastical clothes.
We just call it something else. We just call it something. If you were black and you had dreads and you dressed like that, nobody would say it. They'd just be like,
you need to get some tunic.
Like,
I want tunic action.
They'd be like, look at that Erica Badu ass nigga over there. That is crazy that he does stuff like that. He must have crystals in his back pocket. Like, that's all they would say.
Right.
Yeah, you just pull out the crystals.
I actually do have.
I have 3 crystals here,
Given
actually.
to me by a local druid.
They're not quartz. No.
They're not good.
These come from a mystical land.
Do you play World of Warcraft? But
Not
guys,
in the Fortnite. Hail, traveler, and well met.
guys,
We must end this show
Sorry.
and share some mead.
Thank you guys so much for watching. New episodes drop every other Monday at 4:20 a.m. Check us out on all social media platforms at The Drunk Panthers. Please like and subscribe. It's not required, but if you don't, you will not be invited to the cookout.
That's not my fault. That's
Gotta
yours.
come, they're
Yeah.
awesome.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Take care.